Welcome to my Permadeath series for No Man's Sky, and in this video what we're going to do is take down a derelict freighter. And the reason for doing that is that on the 26th of October 2020, if you watch this in the future, Hello Games released what they call the Halloween update, which introduced a number of changes to the derelict freighter. Now I'm not going to go through the update blow by blow because I'm pretty sure Zane has covered it in great detail, and probably one or two other channels. So what I'm going to simply do is talk a little bit about the update, then we're going to do a derelict ship and see how things have changed. Before we get into that, I do need to talk about one other thing. That is that Hello Games have put out a trailer for another update which will come out on the 10th of November 2020, and it's actually called the Next Generation update. Now I've had a quick look through the release notes of this, and I think most of the changes that are in this update will mainly impact people with consoles, and those, especially those who are looking to buy the next generation consoles. Now I can't really comment on what those changes are because I don't even own a console, so I can't really say whether it's good or bad, but I get the general impression that it's a big step forward because the main focus of the next generation's update is graphical. And as far as I can gather, that is going to take advantage of the new graphical enhancements of these new consoles. Now from a PC perspective, there are some changes in relation to graphics, but for any people who've got machines capable of running this game at ultra level. Now I'll be completely honest, I don't play at ultra level simply because one of the problems when you are recording videos for YouTube is that you are running recording software. So even though my PC can run at ultra settings, I find what actually happens is that when I'm actually recording, the game can stutter occasionally due to the fact that the dual demands on the machine. What I will probably do when the next generation's update comes out, I will bump the settings up to ultra so we can take a look at the impact of those changes. But that's all in the future. In this part we're going to be looking at the changes that were introduced by the Halloween update, and they all primarily rotate around the derelict freighter. Now I think it's also important to note that there's actually two parts to the Halloween update. There's the what you would call the permanent changes. There's also some bonus Halloween related perks to do with which you can purchase from the scrap dealer, which are only available until the 4th of November. So I'm recording this on the 29th of October. So if you're interested in grabbing those, there's still a few days to get in, do a couple of derelict freighters and see what you can grab. So but to illustrate what is come out in the Halloween update is come into here. You need to go to purchase old scrap. What you'll see is the first change is that there's now this new item called Tainted Metal, which has replaced Pugnium. Now I get the impression that Hello Games have done this to plug an exploit where people could go and buy piles of Pugnium from traders, come in here and buy a lot of these techs and then effectively flip them into nanites. So I can understand why Hello Games have actually done that. But the top four items are some things we're familiar with, but what we've now got is an orange pustule detoxified slime. Now, I've got a feeling the orange pustule is one of the special items that are only available until the 4th of November. We've also got appalling banner, tentacle banner and wriggling companion. Now as far as I know, these are names that you can add to your profile when you play multiplayer. Now to be honest, I don't pay that much attention to these because I don't play multiplayer anyway. You can see, I think it's like, oh, so these two are appearance modifiers. This one looks very much like a captured essence or abysmal hollow contain the scientific decorated use. So this is something you can put in your base, a wriggling companion, I think, and then we got below. I'll skip over the horrific flesh helmet for the moment. Then we got a warning decal, a horrific decal, tentacle decal, hazard decal. These are decals that you can actually put in your base, and I'm not sure which, if any of these are permanent or associated with the 4th of November, or whether they are associated with the actual special Halloween day. I would guess that the horrific flesh helmet is related to the Halloween special because you can actually see what it is. And this is something you can actually wear as a character. So what I would recommend is that if you really want these, I would go all out for derelict freighters and grab them all while they're available. And of course, apologies to anyone who's just started over like me with my survival series. Probably trying to get into a derelict freighter and grab these might not be one of the better ideas. But in fact, at the moment, I'm locked out. I can't do a derelict freighter in my survival series anyway, because one of the features of the Halloween update is they've made doing derelict freighters a little bit more risky. I think they've increased the strength of the onboard opposition, and also I think they've also increased the rate which you suffer from cold attrition. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how that actually works out in for real. Now, the other thing I want to do before we call in the derelict freighter is we're going to call in the Nexus. The reason for that is that I'm a little bit low on the option that you can get to call in a derelict freighter, because I haven't been really playing that much recently. I'm just going to come in here. Plus, this is a good example of anyone who's never done the derelict freighter. If once you've got to a certain point in the game, what you can do, I think you can do this once a week, is you can come in here and go up and talk to Helios. We'll just go up here, talk to Helios, and have the Helios. And what he will do once a week is give you a free one. So ask about derelict freighters. You heard, yes, I've acquired an emergency broadcast receiver. Now, you get one of these every week. And I suppose what I could do is go in here and get some nanites as well, because he's offering me give data flora game, which is, I mean, now the give him the flora data is available when you first start out, and it is a very good source of nanites. So that gives me, I think, where is it? Oh, I've got a broadcast receiver. Where did that go? Oh, down here. Actually, I got 6 of them. So I was 8 of them. So maybe I was misleading myself there. I thought I only had 2. I think also while we're here, let's take a quick look at Quicksilver. Because of course the community missions have been a really big thing for quite some time. But of course they've dropped off recently. So we're still doing the stealth trail. We've now completed tier 1, and you can now get the stealth starship trail, but the chromatic starship trail needs tier 2. So the community missions are still moving forward, and in some ways I actually miss the weekend community missions, and I do half hope that Hello Games will bring them back. But the game is evolving all the time. So we're just going to come in here. Yep. So here we are, we're out in space. Now, another way you can get these emergency broadcast receivers is you can buy them from the scrap dealer for 5 million a time, but I don't think we can do that. Out there it says tuning. So we're just going to track them. Looks like we've got hostiles coming in, but okay, we've got to activate the pulse drive. And what you'll see down in the bottom right hand corner, it will go through and eventually it will tell us that, there we are, emergency broadcast detected, exit pulse, and there is the derelict freighter. Oh, the threat is a criminal, only harmless. Again, I actually had someone who asked a question about the threat level in No Man's Sky, and I really wish that Hello Games would increase the risk in space, because even at the lowest levels you can only defeat all the pirates, and that criminal guy appearing is an example. I really wouldn't mind if they maybe made some of the criminals a bit tougher. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just get in here, and of course we can't switch the light on. You get various items floating around. And you can pick up these here. Oxygen. I mean, truthfully, these aren't essential going in, because if you're going to do a derelict freighter, the one thing you need to do is have plenty of space and also plenty of cold protection, which is dioxide. Dioxide is by far the best protection for cold. Of course, we actually need a decent multi-tool as well. Which multi-tool am I using? Yeah, I think this one's okay. Just gotta open the door. Come in here. Of course, what we got is the docking bay console here. Butcher something. Severe incident. Total lockdown. Access denied. External access doors have been automatically sealed. Overrides things. Yep. Unseal the door. Unarchive. Now I was watching. Who is it? Is it Jason Plays? And he demonstrated an exploit which you can do to keep these in here. And I think he said what you do is once you've triggered the process of summoning the ship, what you do is you drop that into your personal refiner. But I mean, if you want to do that, feel free. And I also recommend, if you want to know exactly how to do it, go to his channel and he explains. But to be honest, it's not really me to do that. So, because I mean, the way I look at it is there are exploits, but at the same time, there's exploits which, to me, are game breakers. Anyway, so let's get going. Date stamp. So we've got a log snippet here. Truly. We'll just have a look round. Of course, we're gonna have to start checking everything going on here. Actually, I'm not actually my cold. Now my cold protection isn't dropping at the moment because I've fully topped it up before I left. But it'd be interesting to see that once that cold protection has gone, how quickly it actually drops. Is there anything else here? We've got a door here. Of course, one thing you do get inside of a derelict freighter is that you move a lot slower. So you can't really run or anything like that. I'll just have a quick look around. Let's see what we can find here. What we're looking for is tainted metal. At the moment I've got here, and of course you've got these heater units here, so you can stand next to and warm up. But what I will say is don't rely on them to get round the ship to do the derelict freighter. But you won't probably survive that long. Probably these are plastered with slime. There it is. So I think this is the way forward. These are going to explode. We won't explode those just yet. We're just going to check the other door. Because normally you get one door that goes into a room like this. If you look down in the bottom right hand corner, you'll see I'm now searching the second room of 11 rooms. So there's 11 rooms on this freighter. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, I've never really had that much luck with finding the really good freighters. I must admit, I've never really had that much luck with respect to the. Must admit, I haven't really had that much luck with respect towards finding the really good freighters, derelict freighters. Must admit, so far I've never really found a really top the end derelict freighter. The freighters I tend to get are ones like this. Oops. Reload. They are hitting a little bit harder, but these are some of the lowest level type creatures you can encounter. I think the toughest level is the security fences, which I must say, I'll be honest, I've never really. Oops. Yeah. There's another one. Kill the living slime. Reload. Another nest in there. Load. So far, I'm not seeing that big a difference. with this level of creature. Normally you can put them down quite quickly. So the risk isn't... Hey, come out from behind there. Oops, reload. Yeah, they do seem to be slightly hard to kill. That is a thing. We've got another log snippet here. Partial crew equipment records follows. Name something, yes. Last accessed 4 days ago. Credits there. Haven't got any tainted metal yet. Got no idea which boxes though. It's probably in these blue boxes actually. Got hypnotic eyes. Now see, now I've let the environmental protection run out, and you can see how quickly this is dropping. Bearing in mind that I've got, if I come into here, well, we'll just top up anyway. But when you think that I've got upgrades which improve my cold resistance, returning to my original comments about when you're just starting out, especially if you're playing survival or permadeath, doing a derelict freighter can be a little bit challenging. To get this one, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky. Oh, we've got some more tainted metal. So it's the blue containers that have got the tainted metal in. Oh, I'd open that one. I'll take that one. Credit. Nothing in that one. We got. Oh no. That change. That. Sometimes these blue ones can be a bit slow to kind of unlock. Right, we've got. I mean, I've got loads of ammunition. That's interesting because the slime has gone over the top of the door. Or is this a different door? No, it's the same door. What's that? Oh, oh, they're out already. Okay, that's a change. Normally, you if you don't, it's almost like shooting the slime through the door has kind of released the horrors. But I don't think they're that big a threat. Back off a little bit. We're out of range of my ship as well. Well, infestation warning. Birth picking. There's a living slime over there. What I'll do is I'll come in here. Just living the slime in there. And that keeps the space open. There's always these things that float around freak me out. We're getting loads of living slime. The living slime is a good source of nanite. That floating around as well. Can I move that? Oh. There's a heater that's around the back here. Not that I need it, but I'll switch it on anyway. The heaters actually improve the lighting as well, so from a recording perspective, things are a little bit better. There's something over the back here. I think we'll probably kill that as well. Nope. Take another log snippet. Personal data recording. I mean, what we're actually looking for is crew. Oh, we got security credentials. That's what I was looking for. Because you're going to need that to unlock a terminal later on. We've done everything in this room. Quick reload. Have to pass the way through this door. go down. Always a bit nervous about going down ladders. Only because I often get stuck. Right, looks like I've got a few more in here. You. One of the other rewards that you can get by doing this until the 4th of November, correct me if I'm wrong, is that you can get Quicksilver by doing the Derelict freighters. But I don't think you get... Oh, oops. Let's see you. Ooh, it's almost like they split and multiplied. That'd be cool if you had that, especially with these little low-level ones. That maybe if you killed one, it would then divide into 3 or something like that. This is what freaks me out as well, these boots. Okay, I shouldn't have done that. I should have cleared the room first. Okay, somebody's still firing at me. There he is. Got that room one there. We'll just clear the room first. There. Yep. Reload. There's a restaurant slime. A little bit more tainted metal. Reload. Oops. Where are you? There you are. Okay, you. Another one just over there. Yep. Now, one thing you need to remember with these horrific nests is that if you get close to one, they will just explode. So if you don't shoot them and kill them at distance, you get too close, you can suddenly be surrounded by these, and that could be a little bit of bad news. Yeah. Got it. Somebody firing up over there. Oops. I got you. Right, let's just grab another old snippet. Okay, armory, date stamp. I believe. More tainted metal, so we definitely get tainted metal from those. Okay, well, thermal protection popping. That back up again. I suppose if you really want to do lots of derelict freighters, it does pay to fully upgrade everything here. Now I can't access my ship because I'm out of range, but if you've got your freighter done like that, what you can do is start sending your surplus to the freighter. We've got 137 tainted metal at the moment. But of course, the other thing you can do is put a great big pile of dioxide in your freighter as well. So as long as you've got the tech, what you can do is just pull the dioxide back in. So we've got a high capacity. So having plenty of space on your having plenty of space in your freighter and the necessary tech that allows you to having the necessary tech that allows you to send items and receive items from the freighter makes these missions a lot easier. In fact, probably in my survival series, that will be something that once I get a freighter, the ability to send items and retrieve items to the freighter will be fairly high up on my priority list, because it just makes life very a lot easier. Now, one of these rooms is going to be there. So, we'll come in this. We'll do this room first. This here, storm crystals. Thank you, game. Always had a. Now, sometimes, yeah, like so. Got this little short corridor which takes us into this room here. When the heater on, that slows down the thing. Got a bit more tainted metal. So it looks almost like every time you find one of these, you get about 30 tainted metal. So we've got 168. So to get all those items that were listed with the salvage data, we're going to have to do a few of these missions. You have to do a few of these derelict freighters to be able to get everything that you need. So we'll just come in here. This out. SS Butcher, whatever it is. Here's something. Ah, there it is. Just hidden in there. See, if I'd walked up on that, I'd have been in trouble. Reload. Yeah, if you kill them at distance, they're no problem. There's another one just there. There's another one just there. Oh. He's shooting at me and I can't see him. Oh, there he is. In the room. Oh, there's another horrific nest there. Okay, there's quite a few of them nests in here. So we'll just have to work our way through them at a time. Pass them away. You see, because I've got fully upgraded armor, these guys are hardly making a dent in my protection at all. So another one just over there. We'll just go down one side of the room first. Oh, here's one running around the roof. Right, we've cleared this side of the room. Get the right living slime. Right, what we're going to do now is we're just going to we'll just clear the remaining nests out. We're not going to have any shortage of slime to convert into nanites at this rate. It's not. Okay, he's firing at me. Oh. Quick reload. Past these guys. Ooh. Yeah, we'll be okay for the moment. Go with these guys first. Hidden behind there. Just go in and recharge our. Yep, we'll be okay. Yeah, I've still got 396 dioxide. If you come in here with about 500 dioxide, you can generally do the whole ship. No problem. tucked around the corner here. Grab that. Stand here and just have a look round. Pretty sure that's the door we come in. There's a door here. Grasping slime. Right, this is another little corner room. With a bit more tainted metal. Have a quick look. I've got 14,750 quicksilver. Now these can, should be able to open these, but it can be a bit edgy. Here we are. Enormous metal cogs. Nanites. Oh, nearly missed that one. I did the log snippet. I don't think I did. Okay, encrypted, decrypting, output follows. Distrust levels, conclusion, jettison when necessary. That up. Of course, what we're approaching now is the first of two terminals in here. If you come here, what you can do is switch this terminal on. Right, so we now switch this teleporter on. If you walk into this teleporter, it will take you back to the start. And records terminal access, searching, financial history, access crew manifest, crew status as the ship crew status as of the ship-wide bioscan 7 days ago. Commanding officer, Commander Macpani, duty officers. Crew status active, 50 crew, 32 incapacitated, supernumeraries, assistant, yep. State bioscan. Scanning for biological traces. No biological trace matches crew records. Retrieving last known crew positions. Commander Commander redacted area navigation. Yes. Watch officers. So we've now got the ship's crew manifest. I think we can trade that in. I'm not. It looks for. Is this the one? Is this the one I came down, or is this the one I? Well, it's very easy to get turned round. No. Just stand back a little bit. Right, let's do a reload. Clear the tentacles away. There we are. Some more horrors. Hello. Hey. Those are actually hiding up in the roof. Can't get at them. Oh, there's one down there. One's still hanging. There's quite a few in here. I think they've actually increased the number of these nests. I think in the part, I mean, before you might get one. Before you'd get one, possibly two in every room, but they've obviously increased the number. If you triggered a lot of these, you could be in a little bit of trouble. I mean, these guys aren't taking me down a little bit, but they're no real threat as such. Just I'm a little bit stuck in the room. Whoops, I just triggered another load of them. Yeah, it doesn't pay to just fire blindly in the room. You can get really large numbers of them running around. But again, as I said, they're not... I think these are about the lowest level. I mean, there are other horrors in here which have a bigger effect. We go into the next cycle, we'll just up our section dioxide and just clear this side of the room. Ah, ah. No, 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 don't go down this. Oh, I had a ladder behind me. Go away, guys. Clear the slimes out. Right, we've cleared this side of the room. Curiosity. Of course, I've actually recently enhanced my laser in this. Yeah. This is the type of thing that freaks me out, is these floating gloves. Right. Got the laser any better with these guys? With the laser, you've got to be a little bit more precise by the look of it. In some ways, the bolt caster is a little bit more of a generic weapon. Of course, what we also got is this as well. I think this is a bit overkill for these. I think the bolt caster is probably there, especially as I've got 81 ammunition. So in here, okay. Leave. Looks like we're actually in the final room as well. Okay. This ammunition. More items here. Leave. The oxygen with us. And turn the heating on. This is the final terminal, but we'll have a little bit of a look round first, because it's like there's actually another room there. Let's have a look around here. There's a bit of a room here. Wow, we've got a salvage frigate module. We can use that to improve our tech on the freighter. Or tainted metal on. I mean, it's log snippet back here. Leave. And we've got that. These we can't unopen. We'll just leave the terminal for the moment while I just check the rooms. Okay, what we got here? Research log entities. Recovered all fragment. Okay, initially responsive, unresponsive, not responsive. But we've got an empty room here. Fast our way. This is worth checking out. That green floating creature is what you could say the nick. That's interesting. We've got a terminal in here with a teleporter on. So that's the main frame. What's this in here? That's the yellow. I got two terminals in the same derelict freighter. Interesting. Now we're going to clear the room first, and then we'll come back and play with the terminals. Grab this. So we've got another log snippet here. It. So we've got 11 out of 11 rooms, so we've got all the rooms that are in this freighter. That. Yep. That was what you want. Another. A little bit more tainted metal. I think that is the room clear. I can't see anything else. Got this. Well, this is an unstable container. These explode, but I don't think you get anything out of them. Right, let me just switch this on. And this is the engineering control. Engineering control panel access. Generator failure detected. Fabricators on emergency power. Construct component. So once you get here, you've got three options, which is you can fabricate technology upgrades. Now these apply to your freighter, but they also enhance the frigate missions. And then you can, then the next one down is you can get a freighter bulkhead, which can add an extra slot to your freighter. Which, to be honest, if you've got your final freighter, this is a very good investment. Then you can extract nanites, but to be honest, extract nanites is a bit of a waste. I think I'm going to go with there. I mean, I'd really like to have plenty of space in my freighter, so we got a cargo bulkhead there, so we can actually do that. And of course, the teleporter here will now take us back to the start, but I'm quite interested about what we're going to get from this terminal, because it's almost like we've got two end terminals in here, so we're going to talk to this one. Secure mainframe. Okay. Private mainframe access denied. Captain's DNA required. Okay. Incapacitated. Input accepted. Log will record command that captain's fate is incapable of command. Duty officer may take command. Authenticate as duty officer continues. Log in as temporary officer Shanta. Where temporary officer. Read captain's log. Okay. I'm gonna rattle through this because time is pushing on. Now things tell me. Okay. What we've got now is the captain's log, which we can trade in with the scrap merchant as well. I think that completes the freighter. So, whoops. You can see now at the end of this process that why you need so much space in your inventory and why this can be a bit of a problem if you are just starting out and you don't have that much in the way of capacity. Zone that one out. I think what we're going to do now is we're just going to in here. Okay, it's teleported us to here, so maybe we need to go through this one to get back to the start. Okay. Go in again. That's it, we're back to the emergency airlock. I mean, you can't select your destination, you just got to keep walking into it until you come. Right, I think to wind this video up, what we're going to do is we're just going to look at that. As soon as we cross the threshold here, see if you go through here, you slow down when you come in here. So it's not lag, it's actually a feature of derelict freighters. You can't move, you can't jetpack and do things. When you see like that, you can't actually. Okay, so don't put it down to lag. It is actually a feature of derelict freighters. Now I'm just going to come in here. Is there find a buyer for the salvage? Yes. So we're gonna. Yeah, I'm not worried about you. To the derelict freighter. Right, we'll head back to our scrap merchant. Jump out. I think we talk to the scrap merchant. I would like to make a little bit more space. Send this slime to the freighter. Because what I'm actually doing with this living slime is I'm just feeding it into the freighter itself. So we've got captain's log and the crew manifest we can trade in. Got 250 tainted metal. So if we come up here and talk to the guy, I'd be very interested to see what we actually get for the crew manifest now. Sell the crew manifest official record. Oh, so we get tainted metal from selling the crew manifest. Okay. Now that's useful. What a coward of a captain dies before the ship is destroyed. Gra, worthless words. Perhaps this might value. Sell the captain's log. And we got more tainted metal. And we've now got a new title. It's called Doomed. And of course, if you want to do multiple derelict freighters, you've got to sell off these logs or give them to the guy on the other side. I think you just get improvements in status for doing that before you can do the next one. Otherwise, the game gets a bit confused. So we could. Yeah, only thing we can't get is the horrific flesh helmet. I think I would like to go for that first, because most of this other stuff it's okay, but it's not something that really grabs me. These are more decorative things. This is something that probably could disappear on the 4th of November and you wouldn't see it again. And I mean, this could be quite having a flesh helmet on your avatar could be quite fun. So I don't think I'm actually going to spend the tainted metal. So let's have a quick run through. So we've got a big pile of tainted metal. We've got some enormous metal cogs, some hypnotic eyes. So we can go and sell some of that junk. But I think what I'm going to do is, I know I said I was going to finish the video, but for anyone who's not familiar with the process of what to do with those enhancements, go up here. My freighter's around here somewhere. There it is. We're going to go flip over to the freighter. Oh, soon tell. No, we don't have. So the salvage frigate module. Just go to the freighter and wait, because we won't be able to get anything for a 1. Oh, I've got 4 down in the corner here. We might be able to get something from that. I must admit, I haven't been doing many frigate missions recently as well. It comes back again to time. It's just getting into the game and setting the missions up, and then collecting. You can see I've got no active missions at all at the moment. And what you do is come to this terminal. It says access control. It says add additional storage, and you can see here. So we got the cargo bulkhead. I mean, you can improve the technology, but I've already got the spare slot. So I think what we'll do is we'll just increase the actual cargo bulkhead. I'd really like to get this ship maxed out, because unless I find a really great freighter, this is the one I'm going to keep. Especially as the more space I put in it, the more upgrades I do. Now, the other 2 options is you can purchase upgrades. And I think I've got a lot of the upgrades in here. And these are nanites. But you can see here, this one actually needs salvage frigate modules. It looks like I've got all the upgrades now, so these are a bit redundant. But if you were starting out, getting the salvage frigate modules is the key forward. And the one you really, really want before you get anything, you get the frigate fuel, which is quite straightforward. This is the one you've got to go through first, the matter beam. This is the one that allows you to transport over great distances between your exosuit and the freighter and your ship when you're in the ship. And this really changes the game. So that is the #1 tech that you want to get when you've got a freighter. Getting that tech just changes everything. Oh, you've got to get magnetic resonators now. Not worrying. Then the rest comes on. I mean, the warp core enhancements are good, But if you're not going to really use your freighter to travel great distances, and you've got an upgraded ship, these are not quite so important. These ones on the left hand side here enhance your frigate missions, but to be honest, I use them and I make them, but to be honest, I don't feel they add that much to the frigate missions. So that's that one there, and of course the other thing, and I'm seeing we might do the set while we're at it. And then the one at the bottom here is this is how you can change the color of your ship. And because I haven't unlocked all the colors, I unlocked the colors that I like, and you can change the look of your freighter, the color scheme. Anyway, so I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And so until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.